So, Your Excellency, what do you want Nigerians to know about this, your latest engagement with the president this evening?
Well, thank you very much. Mr. President invited the Honorable Speaker and I to come and thank the National Assembly through us for working so hard to pass the 2022 appropriation bill, which will be uh, brought to Mr. President for his assent by next week by the grace of God. And we are very optimistic. In fact, we are very sure that Mr. President will sign the bill into an act of the National Assembly next week by the grace of God. And this is the way we should always work together. And this is our third appropriation bill to be passed before we go on Christmas break. And it has shown how important, how impactful the passage and assent to the budget before the end of the year has been. You recall that we were in 2 or 3 different recess sessions, but because public expenditure, which normally drives our economy as a developing economy, has always brought that advantage, made availability of funds into the economy, and we are able to come out of the recess periods. So I want to thank Mr. President for thanking the National Assembly because this is essentially the reason why he invited the Speaker and I to say that National Assembly, thank you very much for working with us, for making this budget 2022 passed in good time like you did for 2020 and 2021. I would like to also commend Nigerians for working with us, participating in the budget process itself, because when we hold public hearings during the the processing of the budget, the public is able to participate in this. And I want to assure Nigerians that the budget that we pass in the National Assembly, especially this one, is a budget that will consolidate the previous budget, especially for 2020 and 2021. And you recall that for 2020 budget, 100% of it, all of it, that's 100% of the budget was implemented. And that is because we have been able to produce the document in good time, and Mr. President assented to it as well, as quickly as possible. And this is because we believe that Nigerians deserve to have a better life, a better security, better economy. And even though we got some still hanging, some of the insecurity situations are still bothering us, and we are doing as much as we can as an administration to tackle them, but we have also gotten so many things right. Today, across this country, in every part of Nigeria, there is one construction of infrastructure or the other. Today, in every part of Nigeria, MDAs are engaged and involved in serious empowerment programs for people who are disadvantaged, those at the lowest level of socioeconomic ladder. So I believe that the administration has been doing so well. And for us, the National Assembly, the 9th National Assembly, is to ensure that this does not stop, continues up to 2023, and by the grace of God, after the 2023 elections, when the APC will be returned to power, because Nigerians would believe in APC. We tell it as it is, and we have applied ourselves fully. And for me, I'm very, very proud of the 9th National Assembly, that the members of the National Assembly have been absolutely fantastic, very, very supportive, very, very productive. And of course, let me also commend Mr. President and his team on the executive side, that Mr. President himself, particularly as the Commander-in-Chief, not only of the armed forces, but of course, on the executive side of government, has given the kind of leadership that ensured that National Assembly processes are always supported fully, especially when it comes to budget processing. Ministers that erstwhile would just be junketing around the world, and other chief executive officers of agencies of government would now have to go to the National Assembly committees to defend their budgets before they could travel anywhere, whether within the country or outside of the country. And that is because Mr. President has given that leadership. And so we are very happy that this partnership, this synergy between the 9th National Assembly and the executive arm of government has been producing very, very good results for our economy, for our stability, and for Nigeria to continue to prosper. And we are very proud of members of the National Assembly working for Nigeria.